Welcome to rounds 3 and 4, the double header in Jeddah, and this is going to be a massive weekend for the championship. We've got the rookie free practice coming later today, and of course the debut of Pit Boost. Lots of great things to be looking out for. Let's get started with the track walk, speaking to some drivers. If you could be doing any other sport other than motorsport, Formula E, what would you be doing?
When I was 16, I had to make a conscious decision between football and motorsport. So you could have been looking at the next Messi, couldn't you?
Think you still got it in you?
Absolutely not, no. My first touch now is woeful.
Big new change, debut for this season, or for Formula E in general, Pit Boost. What are your thoughts?
Probably the million-dollar question right now. I just hope, it makes it exciting for the fans and also for us in the car.
You're lucky to have a bit of experience across multiple generations of Formula E car. How much better is the Gen 3 Evo?
I don't know if it makes me feel old or just shows how quickly it's developed, but it's really impressive. And the all-wheel drive and everything like that is so cool to see the difference, and it's a lot of fun to drive.
Night races, day races, which one's better?
I mean, nighttime racing is very hard to beat.
How does it feel having Idris Elba now connected with you, like almost as a boss?
Yeah. It was very surprising. The bosses did a good job of keeping it quiet. They said, there's someone pretty cool that's joined the investment group. Had no idea who it was. And I was brought into the factory and he just wandered in, and they've got my reaction, which is quite cool. And that was genuine. That's the first time I saw him.
Out of you and Pascal, this question asks, which one is better at golf?
I don't think he plays. So
him.
That's an easy one for me, but yeah.
Zach, so you're one of the talented drivers taking part in the rookie free practice session this weekend.
Trying the X350, the four-wheel drive will be quite cool, I think. Never driven a four-wheel drive race car. And also playing around with some of the race management and seeing what that's about. Obviously, I watch Formula E quite a lot, and the races are very exciting, so I'm looking forward to trying that out.
One word, Pit Boost is going to
confuse to start with, and then it'll be awesome.
Tatiana Calderon, it's great to have you back on the Formula E circuit. What did you take from the test you did back in Madrid?
Honestly, it was such a great initiative from Formula E, and I think that's the reason I'm here today, so big thanks to that.
Do you have a music that you listen to before getting in a car?
I listen to no music, to be honest.
Just deathly silence?
For the interview, I'll say I listen to Baggao Riri.
What location would be your dream race location?
Personally, I would like it to go to Belgium. Obviously, I'm from Belgium myself, so I think it's a great feeling for any drivers to just have a home race, have your home crowd there.
Are you a window seat or an aisle seat kind of guy?
100% window. Big window guy.
So first order of business done, track walk complete. Now just to give you a bit of extra insight from at least the presenter side, every time you talk to a driver right at the start of the weekend, you get a little bit of an idea of their mentality. If they're just packed full of confidence, you know that they're backing themselves. If they're a little bit hesitant, not sure about how this is going to play out, etc., etc., you might think they might not throw themselves into it. Next order of business, rookie free practice. The first time we're going to see the Gen 3 Evo cars on the circuit. Personally, very looking forward to seeing how they get on. Right, let me just take this out. Not that I don't like Tom's commentary, just it's easy to talk to you this way. So we are right in the middle, or actually about 10 minutes left of the first rookie practice session of the weekend. So far, we've had some pretty good times on the board. We've got some really good calibre of drivers here, the likes of Theo Pocher, Jamie Chadwick, a lot of people from the F2 world, other disciplines of motorsport coming to try Formula E. It's also been really cool to get on the ground and see Pit Boost in action for the first time as well. I just spoke to James Barkley. He was saying they're really trying to cover for every eventuality by doing a nose cone change, like after the charge, for example, something that might happen in a race. They're not leaving any stone unturned, which is very cool. A little bit more on Pit Boost. It's blowing my mind the numbers connecting with that. 600 kilowatt charging via the same cable, by the way, that you get charging on the road at home, what I use in my electric car. Only difference is it's charging almost double as quick as the fastest possible charger on the road. Formula E, once again, really pushing the boundaries when it comes to technology. Very, very much looking forward to seeing what it does to the racing though. It's going to really mess up the strategy. Great for us. So there we have it, end of Free Practice 0, the rookie free practice session. It was Kush Miney who's on the top of the time sheets with his Mahindra. It's important to remember though, 1 lap pace, of course it's important. Of course it shows what a rookie driver is capable of when it comes to 1 lap pace in a Formula E car, but there's always so much more going on in a free practice session. There's all these different programs that are running. Sometimes it might be more about saving energy. Sometimes it might be about doing 350 versus 300 kilowatt laps. Sometimes it might be about Pit Boost, for example, like we saw in this one. All of those things are crucial elements of racing in Formula E. It's not just about one lap pace. So that's why they get the rookies trying all these different things and why you potentially see people lower down the time sheet than you'd expect. It's not always about one lap pace. For example, not everyone did a 350 kilowatt lap with all-wheel drive. So it just gives you an idea of something else to think about. One thing that happened towards the end of the session, there was a little bit of a coming together with Jaguar and Jamie Chadwick and Envision and Zach O'Sullivan. I think it's fine, but the main thing now to think about is come this way, little behind the scenes look, is the Envision team are now having to do work on Sebastian Buemi's car. And let's not forget, there is the free practice 1 session in less than 2 hours. So there's tight timelines to do something they probably didn't really want to do, but they're being forced to do it to get it ready for free practice 1. Yeah, 2 hours to go. I think they'll be fine. Yeah, they'll be fine. It's another day here in Saudi Arabia, the double header in Jeddah. I say day, the sun is setting because we're approaching night. Of course, this is a night race, or 2 night races. Love that, everything looks different, it's glossy, the cars look amazing. Really good place to have it as well, super cool track for that. Qualifying has just happened. It's Maximilian Günther, his first pole position for DS Penske. A couple of other notes to point out from qualifying. Antonio Felix da Costa, championship leader, unable to make it out of the qualifying group, so he'll be starting quite a way down the order. And finally, shout out to Neil McLaren driver Taylor Barnard, who didn't just get into the duels, he beat Mitch Evans in the quarterfinals to get into the semi-finals. That was unfortunately as far as he could go, but fair play to him. It's only his 3rd full-time race in Formula E. Maybe we should go and have a little chat with him. Thankfully, there's an autograph session happening right now. Let's go check it out. Taylor, I was just giving you some major kudos in kudos? 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 That's a West Ham player. I was giving you praise for doing well in qualifying.
To be completely honest, I didn't expect that kind of outcome. Free practice, I didn't get to do any 350 laps. We prioritised the group laps. Thankfully, that paid off.
Do you feel confident that you're getting the hangs of it?
I'd love to say I'm confident, but I've never started higher than 13th or something, so for sure I'm a bit nervous.
Oliver Rowland said earlier that when in 350 all-wheel drive here, it's like driving a proper race car. Do you feel that?
Oh yeah. No, it's super cool. There's a lot of grip. You feel like you're actually pulling some G now. So yeah, I would agree with Ollie. It does feel great at 350.
Kudos was the word I was looking for. Kudos. We move forward. When you said to me earlier that when you're angry you do some crazy things, I was expecting just full send, full beans.
I definitely did that. Definitely, but it didn't really work out this time, did it?
I was really hoping that big slide, you're just going to hold on to it and it's like Fast and Furious, glorious.
Yeah, I almost had it, but then at the end I got another little snap just after the apex and then I was gone.
You're a man that isn't afraid to give a bold prediction. What's your bold prediction for the race?
That I will definitely finish in the points.
Oh, I love that. I love it when you do it about yourself as well. Excellent. I have to talk to you because it's sort of like tradition, isn't it? Like this little autograph session.
It's a bit older. It's a bit more of a gradual struggle compared to 5 years ago.
Let's talk about quali. Didn't go amazingly.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we're definitely not writing off the day. We're feeling confident. We're going to throw the kitchen sink at it and try and do something a bit different with the car.
I love that phrase because people would say like everything but the kitchen sink. You're just launching sinks everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean it's the British way, isn't it? That's how we do it.
Sort of reflecting on what Jake Dennis said, saying every time he sees me, I'm getting older. I mean that is factually true, but it's not really what you want to hear, is it? More for the mems. There we go. Lovely. Hey, lovely stuff. Right now, that's over. Let's talk about racing. Qualifying here, you were so close. It was very tight in the duels.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit annoyed that Pascal managed to beat me for the 3rd time now this year in the duels. So, yeah, look, we have great pace. We start 3 times in the top 4 now. We're starting 3rd today. So I think we're in a great position. We should be in it to win it today. So we just need to be smart, deal with the pit stop, which is new, and we'll see how we come out.
Well done, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Great feeling. First pole with my new team, DS Penske. Yeah, mega day. Already felt good in FP2. Then yeah, made some good choices in quali. Yeah, step by step we were improving, and then yeah, mega lap in the final.
Good to see that you're keeping well fed. Good sustenance, good carbs there with the banana.
I tried a protein shake and I nearly threw up. It looked good on the tin. Well, it wasn't.
Tell us about what it feels driving around here.
Yeah, it was good on the sim, but actually now pushing for it in reality, it's so challenging. And there's going to be loads of opportunities to overtake. You'll hear that a lot during the race. That's the pit entry cannon.
So just come down to Kira to see if we could find Dan Tickton. Very popular, of course, someone to talk to from the fans yourself. Not here. Empty seats. I asked where he is. Turns out he's in the Emotion Club, having a bit of VIP hospitality experience. Is it, Dan? You should be here. No, I am being a bit mean. He's there on official duty. He's probably doing some sort of talk to some guests or that kind of thing. Big news for the team. You know, big new investor involved. Idris Elba, massive name, Hollywood A-lister. Maybe he'll be back. I'm sure he'll be back.
Anyone? Autograph, free.
Okay, we are on the grid. This is a very busy grid. A lot of people here to see Formula E's first visit to Jeddah on this street circuit. Now, there's a lot of people also looking this way because we are at the start of the, let's say, opening ceremony, or like kind of the pre-race build-up that's properly happening here. So we're coming to the end of the grid now. The lights are back on. I tell you what, that opening ceremony was amazing, ridiculous. I didn't know where to look. On one side you got roller skaters, on the other side you got fireworks and drones in the sky, and you got all these lasers going on. Yeah, they really did give it justice. But now the lights are on, the drivers are getting in their cars, and we are moments away from the race start. I gotta be honest, guys. I don't think I've been this excited for a Formula E race in quite a long time. Pit boost. Who knows what's going to happen? What's it going to mean? Let's find out. Oh my word. I need to sit down for a second because that was a good race. Seriously, if you haven't watched it already, you need to go and check the highlights out at the very least. I would thoroughly recommend watching the whole race back if you can, because that was a brilliant race. Pit boost worked phenomenally, trying to predict the way pit boost was going to work with who was going out and doing the attack mode laps before, in the gap between the two types of use of strategy when it came to pit boost was amazing. It was like you knew if they nailed the lap while the others were getting the pit boost, they could make the strategy work, and it was almost like a puzzle fitting together. It was incredible to watch. And then in the end, you've got basically a three-way battle for the lead, or a two-way battle that turned into a three-way battle, where Maximilian Günther made the move and Oliver Rowland right and towards the last corner. That's exactly the sort of racing that we love to see in Formula E. And also, you know, that's the top two steps of the podium. Maximilian Günther, Oliver Rowland again, just a phenomenal drive. And then third place, another podium for the young Taylor Barnard in Neo McLaren. Just impressing everyone at the moment. I stood on the grid, I looked at him and I thought, you know what, it's not going to be a long time before we see him break that record of being the youngest pole sitter and maybe even the youngest race winner, which I think is Maximilian Günther's title, if I remember rightly, from season 6, potentially 5 or 6. That could be a record that Taylor takes off his hands very soon if he keeps driving like he did today. He's just got up to speed so well with Formula E. Night race delivers, guys, what can I say? The best thing is we get to do it all again tomorrow. We're back. Another day in the double header in Jeddah, the final day here in Saudi Arabia. One more race to go here on this new Jeddah Corniche circuit. Let's set the scene. Where are we? We're in the pit lane. Qualifying finish just a few moments ago. And the man on pole position, the youngest pole sitter in Formula E history, Taylor Barnard for Neo McLaren. I said yesterday, don't you forget, I predicted that it wasn't going to be long before we saw Taylor Barnard either on pole position or even going for a race win. Could today be the day that both of those things come true? We're just about to do the autograph session. Sometimes when I'm working on the broadcast in the sessions, sometimes they just don't want to talk. Autograph session, they haven't got a choice. Let's go. Youngest pole sitter in Formula E history on only his 4th race day as a full-time driver. Congratulations on that. Wonderful lap.
Thank you very much. Yeah, lost for words. The car was on rails all weekend. I thought I could do it yesterday, but I made a mistake and lost the semi-final. Today I made sure that I didn't make that mistake and I got it, so I couldn't be happy right now.
JQ's another appearance in the duels.
I'd rather start at the front than at the back, so yeah, I think we did a very good job today. Starting at the front always helps with energy, and I think we're going to try and stay there.
Because you're going to have some help, because on the other side of the grid is your teammate, Stoffel Van Dorn. A little bit of team action we could see here. Maybe you two working together to maximise that spot you're in.
Not at all. We've been disqualified, so...
What? This is breaking news. What happened?
I mean, some small issue on the car, nothing related to performance. My afternoon suddenly looks a little bit more difficult.
Nothing to lose, and we know you love an overtake.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doc. Well, slightly awkward because I didn't actually know that information, that he had his lap time deleted Well, I think I remember being under investigation, but it looked like the team were pretty confident that it wasn't going to become anything. So, yeah, pretty breaking news for you guys there during the autograph session as well. Hopefully he doesn't hold that against me too much for getting that wrong. Maximilian Günther, yesterday's race winner. That was a phenomenal drive yesterday. I think everyone enjoyed that one.
Yeah, thanks, me too. It was pretty perfect day. I mean, scoring all the points available.
There's a record that I was scratching my head earlier trying to remember if I got it right. Tell me if I'm wrong, but you were, or still are, the youngest ever race winner of Formula E. Santiago seasons 5, 6?
Correct.
5?
Yes, and I think I was 22 in Santiago, but I'm quite confident that this year we're going to see a new youngest race winner because Taylor is phenomenal and there's a good chance he gets the record of me.
So I'm in the pit lane with Jay Penske, a name synonymous with motorsport around the world. Yesterday must have been a great moment for you and the team. The emotion was incredible to watch.
It was a perfect day from the preparation to the drivers to every one of the crew members, all of our team back at the factory in France and the UK. It was a full team effort for a perfect day, so we couldn't ask for much more than that.
Do you think there's an added element when you're here, that there's just a bit of extra motivation for success?
Well, I think I put a lot of pressure on our team every day. We all work very hard to make this work. There's so many talented people in this sport. The level of engineering has never been higher, and the push to be the very best in EV is something every car company wants to have. And so for us to have a perfect day, fastest lap, a pole position, and win the race was an incredible accomplishment.
Dan Tickton, we missed you in the autograph session yesterday, so we're here today. Remind me where you're starting, because I know it's good.
P10, yeah, it's okay.
You're already in the points.
Yes, I guess so, yeah.
I was going to say, your garage has been very popular today. We've seen Chris Eubanks Jr., we've seen Akon, you've already got the Idris Elba connection. I feel like you're just here to make your music career happen.
Well, yeah, I am working on it more and more. Finally bought myself a keyboard. I used to make a lot of music when I was younger, played the piano and stuff, and I'm looking at buying a house or a flat quite soon, and I'm definitely going to make a studio and start making music again. So yeah, it'll happen.
I'm going to sandwich myself in between a Mahindra slices of bread. Good starts today, both of you already in the points, which I think is the first time as teammates that you've been starting both in the points.
That's a very good question.
I'm getting the nod from Damien that it is.
Okay, so it is then. Really good quality for the both of us.
So autograph session is coming to a close now. Just a couple hours until the grid and the race. So I'll see you over there in a little bit. Going on to this grid at the earliest point we can, by the way, as well. Not even the cars are on the grid yet. We're giving you exclusive access to the Formula E grid for the second race here in Jeddah. Look, there's not many cars. Spin around, Vincent. Look, we are in an empty grid. Let's see who we can find. Let's see what we can get on this grid. There he is, fastest man of the day, pole sitter, Taylor Barnard for Liam McLaren. Youngest ever pole sitter, youngest ever point scorer, youngest ever driver on the podium. The only one left is to be the youngest ever race winner. That would be something he'd be taking off Maximilian Günther, as we found out earlier. Can you do it? This is a big test now. I'm going to say something really bold. Get in here, I'm going to say this. Just prepare yourself for this, it's very bold. I think if he can do this today, and not just win, maybe even retain a podium position, then Taylor Barnard is a title contender this season. I'm saying it early on. Hold me to it. Alongside the other exclusive access we like to bring you in this content here in the grid, I thought I'd just talk you through some of the things that you see around the car that the engineers bring on. You know, this is all 100% true, factual information, so make sure you write this down. There's a lot of important stuff here. There is this toolbox. Then behind there's dry ice in a canister, which is purely for the disco element of the pre-grid show. Really important that they have the dry ice. The lights will be coming out later, and I think it's this chap on the right who is getting out the decks for the DJ. You've got this table, which is for snacks and picnics. Really important to get a last little bit of sustenance in before a race. They'll be covering that with some vol au vents, a quiche, and I think, if I remember rightly, 2 bananas. Really important. Finally, tyres, don't worry about them, just for show. They definitely won't be needing them. And yeah, just an example of some of the things that you'll see on a grid before a race. You're welcome. I found a wild Tom Brooks commentator on the grid. First of all, let's talk about yesterday, because you had your first experience of calling pit boost. How was that for you?
My brain is still recovering from it. I think that's probably the best way of putting it. I think the drivers were suffering from much the same as well. There was so much going on at any given time.
If you had to put your house on it, who's winning this race?
I quite like the house, to be honest with you, so I'm not quite sure. I would have to say, that's hard. Roland probably, just because of experience. I love Taylor Barnard. I think he's got brilliant pace, and I think he'll definitely do well today if he's able to have a nice clean race. But I think you can't count out Roland's experience. He was very unlucky yesterday, and he's going to be out for revenge today.
Nick De Vries, just catch you now before we walk down to this photo and opening ceremony. How are you feeling about the race?
I'm exhausted. You know what? The lap to the grid is the hardest thing of the entire race. At 50 kph, you have to do a million zigzags. Honestly, it's tough. It's tough. Lap to grid, hardest thing there is.
Mate, I almost spun again. We never spoke about it, but I
remember Mexico. I was behind you.
You will never let me forget.
Oh, it's okay.
And Tony, while you're here, also, out of all the Porsches, you're the one that seems to be able to extract the most today.
I was gonna say something funny,
Yes.
but no.
Have a good race. We brought you on the grid right at the very start, the earliest point we could, and we're going to take you off the grid at the latest point we can. The drivers are in their cars, helmets are on, they're ready to go. Who will go on and take it? I can't call it. I can't call it, but it's going to be a very good race. I can see it coming. Let's catch up at the end. So that's it for round 4 in Jeddah. What an action-packed race that was. Loved that, seeing all the strategies at play. Obviously, got to give credit to our podium. Oliver Rowland, another win this season. The man is on fire. I really think that he's building up a very strong argument for this to be his championship year. But then again, so is the likes of Taylor Barnard in his first season in Formula E. He's already had a podium at the start of the season. He's got 2 here this weekend, pole position as well. He really is setting himself up to be a genuine contender in his first season in Formula E. That is very, very impressive. Jake Hughes as well got a podium today, his first for Maserati MSG Racing. Credit to him. I think what we're left now with is a very interesting order. Things have really been mixed up and changed up in the championship order as we go into Miami. Now, the media pen is just finished. Let's see if we can grab some drivers and have a chat. Jake, let's talk about that race while we walk down this pretty spectacular paddock, if I'm not going to lie. But much better for you today, right, than what you've had so far this season.
In terms of coming through the field, ultimately we had a very good race. You know, last to 4th was about all she wrote. So close to 3rd as well, but very happy to take 12 points.
4 races in, you've already had 3 podiums.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend I'm coming away with 3 trophies and 36 points, second in the championship. You know, it's just unbelievable. Super, super happy. Proud of the team for the hard work they've done.
Did you get the extra baggage to take the trophy home? With these?
I'm not sure about that extra baggage question at the moment. I think that's a problem for a couple of hours.
When you change team in Formula E, you know, it's a big upheaval. These cars are super complicated, and you don't know all the time if you're extracting the most out of it. Let's say there's so much to delve into in data, and not just on push laps but in the race as well. And early in the season, you know, I didn't complete the first race. I was out on lap 3, and you're sort of wondering if you're doing the right things, let's say, and then to have these 3 races in a row in the points and a 5th place and a 3rd place this weekend, just confirmation that we're on a good way and the team are preparing me really well.
Fancy one more? Yeah, go on then. Oliver Rowland, another win in the books for the season. You are seemingly on fire, you and the team.
Yeah, 3 out of 5 now, including London last year, so we're in a really good way. Could have been 4 out of 5 with Sao Paulo with the unlucky penalty that we had.
Usually in Formula E, leading doesn't help you save energy. You led, but also managed to save energy at the same time.
And I saved the energy a lot in the first 5-6 laps, which helped. And then I think I have a knack of being able to be efficient whilst being in the lead, but I can't share too much of that.
Okay, right. You don't have some sort of ghost car in front of you that you're getting a secret slipstream on?
I had an envision at one point that I was being quite friendly actually, but I wasn't quite close enough, and I didn't feel the need to close the gap too much.
Only one last thing to do, and that is of course to get our final thoughts of the weekend, and to do that I'm joined by John Jackson and Katie Fairman. Celebrations are well and truly still going on behind us. Let's just get your word, your thoughts on the weekend so far, starting with you, Katie.
I knew you'd do that. I knew you would. My thoughts of the weekend is just how wonderful it has been to see Taylor Barnard up there succeeding. He has been such a welcome addition to the paddock, a bit of fresh blood, and to see him get not 1 but 2 podiums and a pole position. John, as I know you made a joke in the press conference about him maybe needing to take some extra luggage back home with him.
I like to think practically. I like to think of the logistics. You know, we obviously talk about logistics of getting the championship around the world. Taylor Barnard's going to get his first experience of logistics getting his trophies home.
It's a fair point. But yeah, it's been really wholesome to see. Also great to have Sam Bird being so supportive as well. A really excellent teammate for him. And yeah, Taylor is my person of the weekend.
Okay, John?
I never thought I'd ever see Akon live. That's my one main thing that I thought about. However, pit boost is something that we've talked about loads, the technology involved. I've recently sort of got an electric car moved over. I'm frustrated about how slow they charge. To see a car charge 600 kilowatts at 10% in 30 seconds is mind-blowing. And, you know, it was really good to chat with Dan Ticktum. He's always very honest about what drivers are thinking. He was suggesting before the race there was a little bit of apprehension, but watching it in action, it seemed to add something to the race, and it added a new dynamic and made the racing even more exciting. So I think pit boost so far has been a huge success.
Two very, very good points. I'm not sure I can top it. I'm going to try, because I was thinking, do we talk about the fact that Van Dorn and Cassidy made up 27 places between them today? Do we talk the fact that Jake Hughes got his first podium for the team? You know, the Mahindras got great points yesterday, but I'm going to stick with my original thought. Oliver Rowland. I mean, come on, the guy is on fire.
I mean, he's looking good for a championship. I'm not going to say that officially right now, but he's looking good for a championship, isn't he? Because if he can keep this going, he looks unstoppable.
To your point, Katie, as well, I think that Rowland-Barnard battle could be something that maybe is season long.
I really hope so. I mean, obviously they used to be very close together with Ollie being his mentor, but yeah, it's been fantastic to watch, and I'm really excited for Ollie. I mean, he could have had that win in Sao Paulo had it not been for the penalty, and same for yesterday. So yeah, you know, he's looking the strongest, I think, out of everyone so far.
Love it, love it. What did you guys think in the comments? Let us know. Doubleheader in Jeddah complete. Next stop, Miami.
Welcome to Miami.
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 Lights out and we're underway. Very frantic and very scrappy out there. Oh, contact there between them.
Formula E is
Racing on the edge.
Getting a bit close for comfort.
We're in the proper race now, let's go.
Oh, more contact. Anybody could win this race.
Formula E, Miami.